He's wanted in Sweden over allegations of sexual assault, but his lawyer says the case is politically motivated following the publications of secret US documents by the Wikileaks site. This report by our security correspondent Frank Gardner does contain some flash photography.
A media scrum this afternoon as the elusive Wikileaks founder was brought to court in Westminster. Julian Assange is accused of sex crimes in Sweden, which he denies. The judge has refused him bail, pending extradition.
I believe that Mr. Assange could safely have been released today. The judge took a different view, but it was clear that it was a close call in his mind, and he's of course asked now to see the evidence that's against him so he can assess the strength of these allegations, which we believe to be very thin indeed.
God kväll. Ja, Wikileaks grundare.
The case is headline news in Sweden, where two women from Stockholm and a nearby town have brought allegations of rape and sexual molestation against Mr. Assange during a visit he made to Sweden in August. Allegations the Swedish prosecutor initially dismissed. Today, his supporters offer to raise bail. They suspect political motives.
I'm here because I believe this is about the principle of the universal right of freedom of information and our right to be told the truth.
The Swedish prosecutor is adamant. This case, she says, is about alleged sex crimes. It has nothing to do with Wikileaks. Well, maybe not in law, but Julian Assange is the front man for an organization that's released thousands of classified files America says threaten its security. He has effectively become the US government's undeclared public enemy. Visiting Afghanistan today, the US Defense Secretary was told of Mr. Assange's arrest.
I hadn't heard that, but that sounds like good news to me.
Washington is clearly desperate to stem the flow of leaked documents, but the Wikileaks founder has yet to be charged with breaking any US law. Wikileaks is coming under mounting pressure. From PayPal to Visa to MasterCard, some major finance companies have stopped processing donations to the site, and some internet servers are refusing to host the website. And tonight, Julian Assange is spending his first night behind bars, remanded in custody in Wandsworth Jail, pending a full extradition hearing. His lawyer says they'll reapply for bail. But whichever way this case goes, we haven't heard the last from Wikileaks. The flow of leaked classified cables is set to continue.
And Frank is with me now. Frank, you mentioned the hearing next week, but let's look ahead to the next few weeks and months. What could they bring?
Well, it's quite hard to separate the two things. There is Julian Assange's own personal predicament, facing these personal allegations made against him by two women in Sweden, and then there is the future of what happens with Wikileaks, which of course is what really concerns the rest of the world, and particularly the US government. In the case of Julian Assange, as I've said, he's in prison at the moment in Wandsworth on remand. He will appear again in court, in Westminster Magistrates Court, and he will try to fight the extradition to Sweden and to clear his name. That may or may not happen. Regardless of that, Wikileaks are going to continue the flow of documents, of released classified files, and here's one of them here that's come out tonight about Libya, saying that this is from a classified US embassy cable saying Muammar Gaddafi, the Libyan leader, made explicit and thuggish threats to halt all trade deals with Britain and harass British embassy staff there if Abdelbasit Megrahi remained in jail, the Lockerbie bomber convicted who was released last year. So that's quite embarrassing for Britain and for Scotland and probably for America too.
Frank, thank you very much. Frank Gardner there. The British husband